Speaking of Philly, the 11-2 Cardinals can clinch the NFC West this weekend. They face the Eagles, who are part of a three-way tie in the NFC East. Carson Palmer is having an MVP season. He leads all QBs in QBR. The Redskins play the Bills, and of course the Panthers take on the Giants. Oh, Skip.
Oh, yes, Molly.
On Monday,
Yes.
what will the NFC East look like?
Molly and Mr. Smith, allow me to tell you exactly what it will look like on Monday morning when we reconvene at 10 a.m. on ESPN2. Number one, the Eagles will lose at home to Arizona, 31-20. As Molly just pointed out, Carson Palmer is running away with the NFL QBR race, 6 whole points ahead of Ben Roethlisberger. And when he's throwing to Larry Fitzgerald and Michael Floyd and John Brown, that's too much weaponry for that Eagles secondary, even in Philadelphia. The Redskins also will lose at home in a shootout to Buffalo, 31-30. Tyrod Taylor leads the National Football League in touchdown passes of 20-plus yards with 10. The Redskins have given up 10 touchdown passes of 20-plus yards. So I say Tyrod to Sammy Watkins with a little LaShawn mixed in will be enough to win a shootout at Washington. As I said earlier, your Giants, and you agreed with me, will lose at home to Carolina 34-24. And as I said and said and said again, it is not time to let it go for my Cowboys. It is time to let it fly. They will play their best game of the year on Saturday night. They will win at Jerry World 20-17. And if my math serves me, that means that we'll have a three-way tie again atop the NFC East at 6-8. That will also mean that my Dallas Cowboys will be one game back at 5-9. One game back on Monday morning, and the least will just be getting started. Thank you very much. Your thoughts?
The Dallas Cowboys obviously will lose.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
why we're even talking about them once again is a waste of time. John Legend, what we got to do? Bring him back here to sing another song to
Yeah.
you, for you to get the
That would be
message. I mean,
nice. I
it's
would
just a
appreciate
waste
that.
of that.
Bring it
I
live,
would-
too.
we would be honored. But he's not going to waste his time. He understands it's a waste of time talking to you about this stuff. You just don't get it. You just don't get it. The Redskins will beat the Buffalo Bills. The Eagles will lose to the Cardinals. Okay? They will lose to the Cardinals, and the Giants will lose to the Panthers. So as a result, obviously the Redskins will be atop the division, but everybody else will be at least 2 games ahead of the Cowboys because the Cowboys are going to lose. And that's really what this is about. See, we sit here because Skip Bayless wants the world to think that he really wants to talk about the NFC East.
No,
what he wants to do is
I
make
don't. I
a
wanna
case
talk
for the
about these
Cowboys to be
games.
relevant. They are not relevant. They will not win. They will lose to the Jets. I promise you that. They will lose
Okay, let's
to the
dismiss
Jets.
the Cowboys from this discussion. I want you
Giants
to
are gonna
explain
lose
to
to the
me how the
Panthers.
Redskins are going to beat the Bills even in Washington.
You know, you know what, Skip Bayless? I've lost faith in Rex Ryan and the Buffalo Bills. I got to admit that because, I mean, listen, Tyrod Taylor has had a sensational season. We looked at LaShawn McCoy and some of the distraction that transpired in Philadelphia. The fact that they lost that game, they've lost their zest. They know that they cost themselves the season. Rex Ryan admitted it after the game. The players acknowledged it after the game. You even have players talking about, we really took for granted that it was going to take us a little while to acclimate ourselves to new coaching staff, new system, et cetera, et cetera. I think all of those things hurt the Buffalo Bills, and I think the Redskins, although they are allergic to prosperity, the fact that they went on the road, having lost 9 straight road games, and beat Jay Cutler and the Chicago Bears last week, told me a little something. So now I'm looking at them being at RFK Stadium, being in FedEx Field, being in the nation's capital. I think this is a game they should win on their home turf. I think obviously the division lead is on their line. I anticipate and expect them to be ready, especially after the egg they laid against the Dallas Cowboys a couple of weeks back. It's just a product of me losing faith in the Buffalo Bills because they shouldn't have found themselves in this situation and they are here. That's where I'm at when it comes to the Buffalo Bills, Skip Bayless. That's why I'm picking the Redskins to win this game. I think the Redskins have more to lose than the Bills, and I think because of that, they'll show up.
You realize the whole year for the Redskins, they haven't won 2 in a row all year, and I think it's over their last, is it 9 games that they've gone win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. And
Yeah,
they
you're
just
right.
won
You're right.
in a shocker at Chicago thanks to Robbie Gould. What are you doing to me?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they won, so it's time for them to go home to the scene of their latest crime, losing to my Cowboys on Monday night. And I think it's time for them to lose again, even though Kirk Cousins has been pretty great at home. I will give him that.
See, I don't know that. I think you would be right had they beat the Cowboys and then beat the Chicago Bears. Then I think so. But the fact that they lost to the Cowboys and they lost their last game at FedEx Field, I think that's going to help them be, aware, present, focused on the task at hand with the Buffalo Bills. Now, if you want to make a case for the Buffalo Bills outside of their talent, it's the fact that they have absolutely nothing to lose because their season is now a wash because they blew their opportunities. So if you want to look at it from that perspective, you got me there. But I'm just of the mindset, I just believe that Kirk Cousins and the Redskins, this is the kind of game they could win. And I could see them pulling this out. Obviously, I don't see the same with Philadelphia and the Giants, and certainly not the Cowboys. I think the Redskins are the only team within the NFC East who will win this weekend.
Okay, and I must admit to you on national TV, the team that scares me the most as a Cowboy supporter is the Eagles. Even though I thought Buffalo was in position to win that game last week, and who was it? Marcus Thigpen muffed that punt, and that changed that whole game. And it was close to the end. You could be right. Maybe they lost heart after that game, except that I don't think Tyrod Taylor will lose heart for this game. I think he competes, and I think he will compete in this game and just on pure pride. I thought Buffalo played pretty well. They still commit way too many penalties. That's Rex's. I'm dumping that on Rex's doorstep. They just look undisciplined to me. But when you least expect
too many penalties.
Yeah, I know, but they have good games in them, and I think we're going to get a good game. Maybe I'm wishful thinking there, but I think this is their chance, their time to bounce back with a respectable win here, and you'll say, well, okay, they're hanging in there, even though it's almost over in the wild card.
I don't blame you about the Eagles, but I just think the Cardinals are too good. I mean, being 11-2, wanting to position themselves, make sure, they're going to have the number 2 seed in the NFC conference. I just look at Carson Palmer, the year that he's having, the Larry Fitzgeralds of the world, the Michael Floyds of the world, the John Browns of the world. The way they've been playing, I'm just going to roll with them. I just think they're a better team than the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think their defense is going to get to Sam Bradford and those boys. The Philadelphia's defense can make a little noise. They have the potential to make some plays. We all know that. But offensively, I don't think they're reliable enough to think that they're going to beat an Arizona Cardinals team, unless the Arizona Cardinals are the team that showed up against Pittsburgh weeks ago. Unless it's that team, I don't see them losing this game.
So, to sum up the accusation you made against me, we just went this whole topic and we talked mostly about the Redskins, the Bills, and the Eagles in Arizona. Am I right about that?
I'm proud of you.
I don't think
that means I'm proud of you.
I barely even mentioned the team that is going to win on Saturday night at Jerry World.
I'm proud of you. I'm so touched. I'm so touched. And by the way, you're looking out for yourself. Because, again, you have to understand, Skip, I'm not just thinking about you. I'm thinking about the wonderful, lovely Ernestine. I'm thinking about Molly. I'm thinking about our staff on First Take. I'm thinking about everybody. Because Lord knows how you're going to be if you really get your hopes up and then the Dallas Cowboys let you down again. It's just the cruelty that you subject people to. I'm looking out for everybody. I'm thinking about us. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about our loved ones. That's what I'm thinking about. Somebody's got to do it, Skip, because you're not going to do it because you're going to be too despondent. So I got to look out for everybody because you're going to be too despondent to act right. So I don't want you to get your hopes up. That's why I want you to focus on the other teams and not your loser Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I have absolutely no doubt my Cowboys are going to beat the Jets on Saturday night. I have no fear, no doubt, no second
right.
thoughts about it.
I see those
Vegas doesn't think
eyebrows
so, Skip.
raising. Those eyebrows are raising with a slight little smirk because you know better.
No,
you
I
just
don't know
want to
better.
give them a
No.
reason to believe. Yeah, you do.
No,
Yeah, you do.
I
It's
don't.
okay though.
Let
it's
it
okay.
fly.
It's okay.
It's okay.
No
Three
one
words.
has anything to fear, especially Ernestine, who won't be watching anyway.
Okay.
She'll just leave me alone.
Smart woman.
Yeah.
Until it's over, and then she'll decide whether she wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
All right, Jets favored by
She
3.5.
is smart.
Carolina by 5. Buffalo by 1.5. Arizona by 3.5, according to Vegas. Up next, the future home of the St. Louis Rams may be up in the air, but the fate of the coach, Jeff Fisher, isn't. Sources told Adam Schefter that the Rams have no plans to fire Coach Fisher after the season. We'll discuss that after the break.